Hey friends, welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast, where we expose the nonsense, skip the guilt trips, and build a money plan that doesn't want to make you fake your own death and start over as a barista in a remote mountain town. I'm Ben Matthews, your friendly bankruptcy attorney, recovering perfectionist, and no-shame guide to getting your financial life together without hating every second of it. You're not bad with money. You were just never taught. Now, last week in episode 19, we took a stroll down memory lane with some old-school money advice, and shockingly, a few of those dusty gems actually still hold up. Things like live below your means, a penny saved is a penny earned, and my grandmother's favorite, money doesn't grow on trees, young man. But here's the thing. That advice only works if someone actually teaches it to you in the first place. So today we're flipping the script because the truth is you're not bad with money. You were just never taught. Let that marinate like the leftovers you bought when cooking felt emotionally impossible. If you've ever felt like money just doesn't click for you, like you missed the day in school when everyone else learned how to budget, invest, and avoid getting destroyed by credit cards, that feeling, that's not failure. That's financial gaslighting, and it's time we call it out. Nobody sat you down in high school and said, hey, here's how to manage money so you don't end up broke, stressed, and panic Googling what is APR at 2 a.m. They taught you how to find the hypotenuse of a triangle, but not how to set up automatic transfers. They made you memorize the mitochondria, but not how to check your credit score without a full-blown anxiety attack. So if you're out here blaming yourself for not knowing what no one ever taught you, it's time to stop. You weren't broken. You were just underinformed. So let's fix that right now. Segment 1, the money education no one got. Let's just start with the painfully obvious. No one taught us this money stuff. I mean, seriously, did your high school ever show you how to read a paycheck stub? How to budget for groceries when eggs cost more than your gym membership? How to not cry while comparing health insurance plans during open enrollment? Nope. They were too busy making us diagram sentences and memorize that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, which, by the way, has done absolutely nothing for my credit score. And if your parents did try to help, odds are they were figuring it out in real time, armed with some vague warnings like, don't co-sign for anybody, credit cards are dangerous, and the classic, don't count your chickens before they hatch, which was deeply unhelpful. So then adulthood hits like a brick wall. Boom. Rent, student loans, taxes, car insurance, wedding season, surprise vet bills, and oh look, a shiny buy now, pay forever offer from your favorite online store. And where's the guidebook, the class, the coach? It's either buried in a 500-page finance textbook with words like amortization, or it's hidden behind some influencer yelling at you on TikTok for buying iced coffee. Let's be real. Most financial education today is either too overwhelming, too judgmental, or just plain inaccessible. You want to learn, but you don't want to feel like you need a PhD in economics or a personality transplant just to not overdraft your checking account. So if you feel stuck, confused, or like you're 5 steps behind everyone else, that's not failure. That's normal. The truth is the system expects you to be a money pro with zero training, or prefers that you aren't one. And that's why this podcast exists, to change that. Segment 2, rewriting the script. So let's talk mindset for a minute. A lot of people come into my office and they say things like, I'm just not good with money. I've always been bad at savings. I guess I'm just irresponsible. And to that I say, nah, let's rewrite that script. Imagine if you'd never been taught how to drive, and then someone just tossed you the keys and said, hey, go merge onto the interstate at 70 miles per hour. You might white-knuckle the wheel, crash into a ditch, and probably never want to drive again. And that's what most of us have been doing with money, trying to merge into adult life without a license. So here's your permission slip to say, I'm learning. I'm making different choices now. I don't suck at money. I just didn't get the manual. And guess what? Now you've got the manual. It's called the Debt Sucks Plan, and it actually makes sense. Segment 3, what you should have been taught instead of the Pythagorean Theorem. Let's be honest. High school had one job, and that was to prepare us for real life. Instead, we got 4 years of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which has been wildly unhelpful every time my rent was due. So here's the quick list of things we should have learned instead of how to find the length of a triangle. 1. How not to freak out during tax season, because TurboTax shouldn't trigger a panic attack. How credit card interest actually works. Hint, it's like quicksand, but with rewards points to distract you. And 3. How to split the dinner bill without emotional damage. If you didn't order the lobster, you shouldn't have to co-sign the loan for it. 4. How to build a savings buffer before chaos hits, because emergencies don't check your calendar. 5. How to talk money with your partner without starting a Cold War. Financial intimacy should be a class, preferably with snacks. But since we didn't get any of that, let me give you the crash course now. Here's what you actually need to know, and it's what we teach in the Debt Sucks plan. Step 1. The rock pile. List every debt you owe. Not to shame you, but to face it. Because once you name the monster, it stops hiding under the bed and starts becoming just math. Step 2. The brutally honest money breakdown. Yeah, this part stings a little, but it's the kind of sting that wakes you up. You figure out what's coming in, what's going out, and what's disappearing into the great financial void. No shame, no drama, just the truth. Step 3 is the shit happens fun. Before you pay off a dime, you build a little cushion, your chaos buffer, because life doesn't care that you're on a budget. It throws flat tires, sick pets, and surprise birthday invites like confetti. Step 4, the hammer. This is your weapon of choice. Extra income, side hustle cash, refunds, savings from canceling that 7th streaming service, anything extra. You swing it at your debt like Thor with a credit score. Step 5, the pile driver method. Here's the fun part. You save up a chunk, and then you crush one debt at a time. Not just the minimum payments, obliteration. Big, loud, satisfying, like smashing a watermelon with a sledgehammer on live TV. This plan is simple. It's flexible, and it's built for actual people. People who drink coffee, have real bills, and aren't living off rice and air. You didn't get the right financial education growing up, but that's not your fault. Now you've got the plan, you've got the tools, and you've got this. Here's a twist on our listener question of the week. Recently, one of my short videos received almost 500,000 views on TikTok. That was crazy. What was also crazy was a comment by a TikTok user that went completely against what I said in the video. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's back it up a bit. In the video, I say the following. When you borrow from your 401k, you're not just losing the money you take out, you're losing years of growth. And that loss snowballs fast. A $10,000 loan today could mean $40,000 or more in lost retirement savings down the line. When I recorded that, I thought it was pretty darn straightforward, even logical. Not much to argue with, right? Boy, was I wrong. Wow, some people definitely disagree with me. One TikTok user named Troy even wrote the following comment. Taking a loan out of a 401k is the best place to take out a loan. Now, Troy, I appreciate the confidence, but let's slow down and actually do the math here. The only way borrowing from your 401k might not cost you in the long run is if, and this is a big if, you keep contributing to your 401k at the same level as before the loan, continue making your loan payments on time, and the interest rate you're paying yourself is at least as high as what your investments would have earned if you hadn't touched the money. And let's be honest, most people don't hit that trifecta. If you pause your contributions, boom, lost employer match and compound growth. If you stop loan payments because you change jobs or run into trouble, that loan becomes a withdrawal, and you get hit with taxes and penalties and more losses. And if the market does better than the interest you're paying yourself, you just missed out on free money. So sure, Troy, if you're a disciplined unicorn with a time machine and perfect market timing, maybe it could work. But for most people, borrowing from your future self is like eating your emergency snacks on the first day of a road trip. You'll regret it by the time you're halfway there. Let's not sugarcoat it. You're not just borrowing money. You're throwing away potential wealth, and that's expensive. Segment 4, ditch the shame, grab the tools. Look, shame is a terrible advisor. It doesn't help you budget. It doesn't help you save. It just keeps you stuck. So if you've ever felt like you're behind or broken or hopeless, today's the day you let that go. You are learning. You are trying, and that's enough. So here's what I want you to do. Head to debtsucks.info and grab the free Brutally Honest Money Breakdown. It's a super simple worksheet that'll help you see your money clearly, without judgment, without buzzwords, and without needing a degree in spreadsheet wizardry. Then write down one lie you've believed about money and replace it with the truth. I'll never get ahead goes to I'm learning how to move forward. I'm gone too far becomes I'm starting now, and that's what matters.
Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works, but not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white-knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline.
So let's recap one more time for the people in the back. You're not bad with money. You were never taught. But now you're finally getting the financial education you actually deserve, minus the judgment, shame, and boring pie charts. And I'm here for every step of it. Every mess up, meltdown, and money win, we're building your financial future like a real human with progress, not perfection. Hey, if this episode hits you right in the truth feels, share it with someone who's been blaming themselves for stuff they were never shown in the first place. Post your aha moment with the hashtag DebtSucksPodcast, and let's make this a shame-free zone for all of us. And don't forget to follow, rate, and review. It helps more people find us and keeps this whole beautiful chaos running. Hey, next week, we're turning up the heat with a special guest co-host. And here's a spoiler. She knows exactly why your budget falls apart the second life gets hard, because she's lived it and studied it. We're diving into It's Not Math, It's Emotion. And trust me, it's the episode your nervous system didn't know it needed. Until next time, I'm Ben Matthews, your friendly neighborhood bankruptcy attorney turned debt-fighting coach. Stay curious, stay kind, stay debt-free. And remember, adulting is hard. It's harder with debt. But you've got this, and I've got you.